this is an incredible player. This is an incredible talent that plays with an arrogance.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
Congrats. What a turnaround from what these guys were in the last few qualifications. Because for Netherlands, call them Holland, it seemed as if this would take 5 or 6 years, like where literally they'd have to wait for a whole new generation to come through for them to even try to compete. That's what I thought. I felt that this was a game that, based on the promising signs they played against Germany, I was like, it is Germany who are awful these days. That's, France, World Cup champions, very experienced, who know their way around these kinds of games. They'd be able to find their way around this game. Whether they would control the game or not, they'd be able to find their way around this game. But my goodness, man, the quality of football on display was quite outstanding. From Dumfries to Frankie de Jong to Wijnaldum, Van Dijk, Memphis, Tennessee, man. Memphis freaking Tennessee. Wow. I'll get to Holland. I'll save Holland. Let's just look at France right now. Is this a case of no la bill, no party? Possibly. I mean, that has to be the most ineffective game I've ever seen this France team play. Like, even against Denmark, they sort of had attacks. I'm not... Correct me if I'm wrong. They had one shot on target in the first half. Now, maybe I missed something. I don't think they had a shot on target. I don't think Silis and Haji had to make a single save in that second half. And I just think for France, Mbappe was not in the game at all. Griezmann was not in the game at all. I thought Martial was in the squad. Was in the squad. So why don't you bring him on? But yeah, man, like there literally wasn't anything to write home about. Like for me, but I do what I really felt. I just felt, because again, I told you, man, I've played the midfielder before. I know what midfield is about. That is the most important battle in the football war. In the football war, the most important battle they want to win is the midfield battle, which Holland won and France lost. I just felt that Kanse, Matuidi, and Unzonzi really never had a grip of the game. I think Unzonzi was not able to track down the balls that were moving very quickly through midfield. He was not able to control the game. He was not able to really... Because again, I mean, whenever you're in the... You don't have a lot of the ball. The game is not really with you. Whenever you have possession of the ball, you've got to release that quick, and you've got to make a play. You've got to make a play quick. You have no time to dwell on the ball, trying to find a pass, because again, the game is going against you. You're not really fully on it tactically. The game is away from you. So as a central midfielder and the central midfield sort of playmaker, which is what Nzonzi is, you have to be able to get that ball and look for a release. Get that ball, carry the ball, get past it a few players, pull your head up, and try and get that release ball. And he was just unable to do that. And I think for most of the game, he was just chasing. He just could never really live with the speed with which Holland were playing in. And then Lucas Digne's break of the game. I mean, he had a horrendous game. I mean, they were definitely missing Hernandez, because Hernandez, both defensively and attacking wise, brings so much for France. And I think with him not in there, they lost what Hernandez brings going forward and how he links with the front three. And I think the defensively, Hernandez is so far better. Digne did not know his left from his right. He, like Dumfries, just literally ran him ragged. Ran him flipping ragged. So, I mean, that was just a horrendous performance. And I think this was where France really got exposed. I think this was what a lot of people were fearing. A lot of critics of Deschamps were fearing that, let a team go at them, control the game, and show how this team doesn't have a real strong, forceful strategy that they can really rely on. And I think that is what you saw here. But I definitely felt that they were missing what Labille can bring, because Labille is that midfielder who he'll make 6, 7, 8 mistakes, but he'll make the right play. I would rather have a player who makes 50 mistakes, as long as the mistakes don't lead to a goal. I'd rather have a player who makes 50 mistakes, but he makes that one play that leads me to a goal. And that's the thing about Pogba. It may be raggedy, it may be untidy, it may be a bit unorthodox. He's going to do something out of the ordinary that will release an Mbappe, a Griezmann that will lead to a goal. Going to talk about Netherlands. Koeman, tactical masterclass. Amazing, stupendous, literally. When I was just watching the game, every time a man in orange had the ball, he had 2 or 3 options. Everybody's ball control was superb. Ball retention was superb. Everybody positionally was organized. How they countered was on point, was tactical, was quick, it was surgical. The one-touch football, great. Everybody was on the same wavelength. I am convinced that Gigi Wijnaldum and Memphis Tennessee Depay came from the same woman's vagina. They did. I will not believe otherwise, because people that have that kind of understanding had to come from the same female's vagina. So they did. Well, I don't give a damn about their best records. They came from the same woman's vagina. So basically, someone's lying. One of their mothers are lying. So find your real mother. So I'll help you. What's it called? Trackingmother.org.com. But just the way, what shocked me the most, because remember when I did my preview, I said, all right, France are the more experienced team, perhaps the better team. I think he best from Holland to give France the ball, let them be the aggressor, and then you counterpunch them. But Holland, they flipped the script. They were the aggressor. They forced the game onto France. They were the one that was pressing. They were the one that were retaining the ball. They did not allow any midfield to happen. France's midfield game was non-existent in this thing. Holland controlled the midfield. Frankie de Jong was amazing in midfield, because what Frankie de Jong does is that he reminds me, he's like a Busquets. It's not flashy, it's not overdone. He always makes the right footballing decision. He never panics whenever he's on the ball. Has the ball, head up, boom, let's see, I'll make the pass. Doesn't rush the pass, doesn't overthink the pass, and it's never rushed. He's always calm, composed. I'm going to make the right pass. Most importantly, because I'm a midfielder, we keep possession of the ball. Give the ball to me, I will keep possession of the ball. But my God in heaven, Dumfries as well. I'm not sure who that guy plays for. Quality right back. Really quality right back. Because again, this is why I will look in for right backs. Again, Lam, one of the greatest right back of all time. Do you do well on both ends, defensively and attacking wise? Dumfries, he kept Digne quiet. He kept the front three quiet. I mean, I think Mbappe was on his side. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was either Mbappe or Griezmann on his side. I think Mbappe was on. Yeah, Mbappe is on the left. So Mbappe was on his side. Quiet. Dumfries kept both him and Digne quiet, and attacking wise, that's all he gave Digne the flipping runaround. He gave him the flipping runaround. Wijnaldum and Depay, my God. I mean, I'll leave Depay till last. Wijnaldum, good goal. Because the thing I liked about that Wijnaldum goal, again, Zonzi has to be at fault. Reaction times. Reaction. That was what that goal was about. I mean, it was an easy finish, but the beauty about that goal was that he reacted quicker than everyone else. Nzonzi was flat-footed, because think what Nzonzi, when you look at Nzonzi, and even Matuidi behind him, they just stood still because they just assumed that Babel would score. Never assume. Never, ever assume. As soon as he would score, like, oh, he did score. Who was the first to react? It was Wijnaldum, and he put the ball in. But I think throughout the game, he was amazing. His movement, passing, movement with the ball, in and out, going left, going right, was basically, he was never on his heels. He was always on his tiptoes. So that was great. My God in heaven. Depay. Do you know what I like about Depay? I love stories like this, similar to the McElroy story, but in a different sense. So he did have an injury. People thought, hyped up, flops are United, therefore it's not that great. This is an incredible player. This is an incredible talent that plays with an arrogance and a confidence that is amazing to see. Absolutely amazing to see. Actually, at one point, the guy stood on the ball with both feet. Then I was like, okay, right, so that's the status confirmed. But I mean, it's just his... You see, this is what I say about football. It's twofold. Yes, you need a team everybody to pull forward as a team and work together as a unit. You need those few individuals to ride. You need those two individuals to ride. And in the pie, they've got a leader. In the pie, they've got a mercurial leader. Whether you looked at a Johan Cruyff, you looked at a Dennis Bergkamp, you looked at a Clarence Seedorf, you looked at a flipping Robin. In the pie, but the thing about the pie that's different from all those dudes is there's a swagger about him that those dudes didn't have. Those dudes may have been technically better, technically much more proficient and at a higher footballing level. But I don't think they have the same psychology that Depay has, because Depay, his football is very psychological. It's like he realizes his importance. He realizes how good he is. And he realizes his role within this Dutch team and what is expected of him, and how and how they expect him to affect the game. So it's just amazing to see what the kind of stuff he was doing, because the kind of flicks he was doing. And the thing about it was that there must have been about 2 or 3 French guys around him, and how he was able just to pop off the ball. Not only pop off the ball, but make the right play that was always setting Holland up in the attack, up in transition, was amazing. So, an incredible performance. An absolute incredible performance. And Ronald Koeman, man, my God, man, what a turnaround that he's done with his boys. I am really, really, really excited about this Dutch team. Really excited about this Dutch team, because, these are young guys who really... they're really together. Because they are together, they're a team, they fight for each other, and they play some fantastic football, and strategically they're on point. So Koeman has something popping. Speaking of which, Robin hasn't retired, by the way. So you can still bring Robin back into this team. Okay, you can just, I'm just saying, man, I told you, Robin ain't never retiring. I don't care. When Robin retires, I'm not upsetting that boy's retirement. So Koeman, you can still use Robin in this team. That's all I'm saying. You can still use Robin in this team. He can still be used. Just give him a call. But yeah, man, for France, this I think their first loss in a long time. Much to think about. And who to blame? Like, just a few questions. Was Martial on the bench? That's the first question. I've always said that Benzema club-wise, not a break in another break academy. Benzema for France has always been good. And you look at that again, and you take off a Giroud, you bring on a Dembele, you've got 3 small, quick, skillful guys. You don't have an out-and-out striker kind of guy. That's what a Benzema is. For what? A bloody tape with Valbuenas. You're still punishing the dude for that? Fair enough, you won the World Cup, great. Now moving forward now, because again, you now have a target on your back. Belgium are going to be stronger. Spain are struggling. Belgium are going to be stronger. Look at what these Netherlands boys have done. Look at that. So if Netherlands do find their way, because I believe they've come second in this one. So if they do find their way into these Euros, this is a team to watch. This is definitely a team to watch out for. So yeah, I just hope that Netherlands do get it done. I don't know what happens now that they now advance into some other group or something. But I do hope that they do get to those Euros, because this is Koeman has something cooking. He's got something cooking. It's fun to see. And deserved. Deserved win is like literally especially the second half, they controlled it completely. Like, that's just what shocked me. The amount of control they had in the game, because I thought that, okay, Holland go 1-0 up. France will definitely dominate much more in the second half. There was no point in the second half that France had like a 6, 7, 8 minutes of where they really dominated the game. That never happened. So shocking, like absolute shocking. I just think that Deschamps tactically got pimp slapped. So yeah, that's dude of the game. I'm going to say those dudes of the game. I'm going to say those dudes of the game, Depay and Dumfries. I think both of them will both share this award, because Depay, look, fantastic, and that's penalty. Dumfries, defensively, attacking-wise, quality, and how he contributed on that flank was amazing. Break of the game, easily Lucas Digne. Horrible, disaster class performance. Disgraceful performance. He's going straight into Class C of the Brick Academy. Peace out, stay true, and stay black.
Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace.
Head over to the official site at harfootballhot.com or just click over here.